Hello guys, Free Coding Academy South Africa. I'm excited to be here to give you this presentation, this lecture, which is your practical. This is your first practical with me, so I don't want to waste your time. The objective of today's lecture is to install. We are installing softwares onto your computer so that we are able to code. So the first thing we'll need to do is go to our browser to download something called an IDE, which is our integrated development environment. It's an environment in which developers can use to develop softwares. And then when we're here in Google Chrome, we will be able to type in the search Visual Studio. Please just type that, Visual Studio Code. I'm just teaching you how to install it so that we are on the same page. I just don't give you a code and you don't know how to get the thing and the system running. So you go to Visual Studio Code and then you type on the first entry that comes up, download Visual Studio Code. Make sure it's exactly like this, which will take you to the website. Make sure you're on the right website. It looks exactly like this. Here on the website you'll get 3 different platforms, either Mac, Linux, Ubuntu, Windows, right? So you choose Windows because for the purpose of these lectures we're using Windows. So you'll click on Windows and then you'll click on the top right there, download, which will download. Here on your bottom left, the folder or the file name is called VS Code User Setup. It's an executable folder, so you'll be able to execute. You go to your downloads. If you can't find it on the bottom left, you go to the your downloads, and you click on the setup. It will run an installation procedure. You say I accept the agreement. You click next. You ask it to create an icon, just like the icon here. I've already installed it, but I'm showing you how to do it. You click next and you click install. It will install Visual Studio onto your computer. It takes a bit of time, so just be patient with it, and then everything will be installed. So we have an environment now. As soon as we have an environment, we need 3 things. The first is environment, so we tick, that's done. The second thing we need is an extension that will allow us as a human to connect to our environment, and those are extensions. So once the installation is finished, it will ask you, would you like to open Visual Studio? So you will click yes, but here, because I've already got it, I'm just going to click on it and open it. When it opens, you will see Visual Studio will pop up. It looks like this. Hopefully you've got the same version as mine. It will open and it looks exactly like this. As soon as that's done, what we will do is that we will go, you can in your own time find out what every button means and how it works, but for the purpose of the lecture today and to achieve our task and for it not to be a lengthy video, we're just going to go straight to what you should do. So with computer programming, follow the instructions exactly the way I say it so that you can have the exact results I have. You go on your left tab under a column called this column, basically on your left tab, click extension. You click on extensions, it will open up another tab in which it allows you to type the kind of extension or the language you would like to be using. So you will write C++, because that's the language I'm teaching you. That's the language that's going to allow you to create websites and apps and all of that, and the Facebooks and the WhatsApp that you like. So here, make sure it's Microsoft. So you click on it, make sure that the person who created it is Microsoft, and then it will have an option here of install. You click install and immediately it will start installing onto Visual Studio. So tick 2, we've got the environment. As soon as we've got the environment, we've got the extension. As soon as we have that, you will see here it's written that we need something called mingw. Mingw is a compiler the use of a compiler, remember I mentioned it in the theory lesson. The compiler's purpose is to take the source code, which is the code you put in, and translate it into a language that the machine can understand, called machine language. So in order for us to download a compiler, it's not there's an extension. We go to Google Chrome. I've dropped the link of mingw in the description. You go to it and you just put it in your search, and then you search it. It'll appear, this page will appear. This page you can click download and it will automatically download. Because I've already done that, I will not press download. You go to your downloads, you'll find it here. Here's the installation file. You double click on it. It will ask you whether you would like to install this file, yes or no. You click yes because you want to do that. It will take you to the installation setup. You click next. You allow it to run its procedure and process. You make sure that here on the architecture of the computer you choose 64 bits, because that's your Windows 10. Your Windows 10 is a 64. Unless yours is different, then you go for that one. But for the purpose of the students, we go 64-bit, and then we click next. When we get here, it'll tell you where it's gonna install it. It's a path. The C stands for hard drive. In program files, there's a folder called mingw-64, and this is a whole pathway of communication. So when you're here, please, just select everything and then copy it. Once you're done copying it, go to your notepad. You go to your notepad here on the search, on the search by clicking note, and then it will give you notepad. You can just double click on that or click, and then it will open this. You copy this thing that you've copied from here, you paste it here on your notepad so that you can use it for future use. I just want you to have that path copied and put safely somewhere. Then you will click next because you would like to install it, but I won't because I've already installed it. And then you will run the procedure until it's finished. As soon as it's finished, now you've ticked all three columns. You have your environment, you have your extensions, and now you've got your compiler. So your computer knows exactly what you mean when you type in your source code. As soon as that is done, we want to connect all of these the environment. We want to connect the environment with the extension and the compiler so that they know that they are friends, they're going to be working together. So how we're going to do that is that we go to our search, and then we edit the environment. So we go to environment, we type environment. You see it gives you a suggestion. You go to edit system, variables, accounts. So you go here and you go advanced environment variables. You click on environment variables, and then as soon as it gets here, you go to path. In your path, you click edit. So you want to edit this path, and you want to make a new one. So you will click new, a new pathway that the computer will must communicate with. And this pathway was provided here. You copied that. So you copy this thing because you have it. You copy it and you paste it here. Under new, you just paste it here. As soon as you finish pasting it, I don't want you to leave it at that. I'm going to create in the description, I'm going to add this bit of code because I want the procedure to be very easy for you. You just click copy, and then you add that to your code. I'm sure you're following me. As soon as you've added, making it one big statement, you paste it like this. It must look like this. One full code. Here it is. But because I'm not doing that, I've already done it, I'm not gonna click OK. As soon as that's done like that, you just press OK, and then the computer knows that these things are communicating together, just like that. As soon as that is done, then now you can test whether your compiler is installed. How do you do that? You do that in command prompt. Command prompt is where you really see you can run instructions from here. You can make the computer do anything from command prompt. So I'm sure you've seen it in the Matrix or in a software kind of computer program, a movie, where they use this part, and I'm sure you're excited to be in this part of the lecture. So you type G++, and that's for your mingw. Then you make a space, you write version, and you put dash of version, and then it'll tell you you've installed it. If there's an error here, know that it's not there. You see, mingw is there. So as soon as we find out that okay, everything is running smoothly, everything is 100%, we'll make our first program. So how do we do that? Our first program, we can make a directory so that it knows where on the computer it will store it under the user account mngwe. So how do we do that? We type mkdir, which stands for make directory. Just like a phone directory, you have your address, but it has a number, so you can be located. So make directory, and the program make a folder. Directory is also another name for folder. Make a folder, and we want to call it test computer. Yeah, so we type test computer, we press enter. As soon as we type test computer, then we can say in the hard drive, because I've created it now, in the hard drive, which is your CD disk, your C disk, so that's your C, and then D for disk, go to test computer, right? You see, you're in it now. You're in that folder now. You're deeper in. Once we're there, we say now we're in. We want Visual Studio Code to open this folder. So we'll just write code and then full stop, open it. And we click enter, and then you'll see after you've typed, Visual Studio will just start performing a task. Visual Studio will open, and surprisingly, those things that we're doing in command prompt are popping up here, and you can see the folder here. It's written test computer. So in test computer, you'll make a new file. In that new file, you call it what's up. What's up, world? Oh man, why doesn't it? Let's just stick to hello everyone. So maybe let's make it one word. Yeah, hello world. Hello world. You click enter, just type hello world, and then it's busy processing your instruction. It's creating something called hello world. You see a program that's called hello world. It's busy processing. You just wait for it. We want to see if this thing is working, you know. So as it's busy there, we'll just wait for it, and then it's running. It takes a bit of time, so I'll just wait with you so that we can be in the same page. So we're creating our first, imagine, so after these lessons, you see how fast we're going. We will be programmers. We will engage with the elite of the world, and that's our aim, to prepare a lot of people so that we can be a part of the fourth industrial revolution. Yay, it's completed. We've got our software. It's called Hello World. It's done. Now we just need to add our code, our source code. I will drop that in the description. I copied it here. I just want to copy it so that we are fast. You know, you're just traveling fast. sorry, you just copy it and you paste it here. As soon as you've pasted it, sorry, I just did a mistake here. I think I was meant to do CPP here, but we'll see if it gives me any errors. You know what, I think let's just start it. Just do this new file again and type hello world again, but this say hello world, hello world 1, right? Instead of hello world, just write hello world 1. Okay, it's fine. But then we write .cpp, so it knows what kind of language we're using, right? So it doesn't get confused. CPP it stands for C++, you see. So you type enter and then it creates that. You see, now it knows C++ language, because I don't want to confuse it and it doesn't know what language we're using. So yes, so now that that is done, you can see it's written differently. We go to our terminal, we click on run build task. When we click on run build task, it's going to ask us what translator do you want to use, what compiler do you want to use. Remember, we installed the compiler G++, and then we click on G++, and then it will begin to execute. You see it's written executing task, and it's busy loading, it's processing, it's starting the build, it's creating, it's checking the pathways, it's diagnosing, it's performing its task in the background. As soon as that is done, then if we're successful, it will write successful. If we're not, it will write we are not successful. So wow, it says we are successful, build finished successfully. If you can read here, it's written build finished successfully. So we want to test this. We go to our command prompt and we'll just write hello world. Remember, this one is 1, hello world 1, and we'll click enter. And guess what it says? Hello world, because we asked it to just say that here, hello world. You see, so that concludes our lecture. You have successfully created a computer program. Everything is working perfectly. I will see you on the next lecture. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.